I'd like to thank the KPTU for inviting me to say a few words to open up this webinar. My name is Joseph Taiberi. I'm the Civil Aviation Chair for the ITF, and I'm from the Machinist Union in the United States. I've been in the airline industry for 32 years. I've seen many mergers as both an airline employee and a union rep. And one thing that is common for all mergers is they are not done for the benefit of the employees. They are done, mergers take place for the benefit of the employers. It's all about money. The only people who look out for employees in a merger are their unions. The government does not look out for the workers. The employer does not look out for the workers. And I'm hoping that I can give a little example of how important it is for unions to work together. How important it is for you to have your voice heard in the merger. I hear that you're having difficulty with that, but you can't stop, because no matter what promises are made to keep employees on the job in a merger, none of it comes true if you don't, if you, the unions, aren't the ones there fighting for them. I've seen in mergers where in the United States where employers, airlines have gone before our Congress and guaranteed all jobs would be safe. And then when the merger was completed and approved, jobs went away, airports closed, and the effect is on communities lasts, for years. I've seen mergers that were good for employees and bad for employees. Most of the time they're bad. I'm going to give you an example, one good and one bad. Bad merger was between United Airlines and Continental. My union represented ground workers at United Airlines. Another union represented ground workers at Continental. My union represented flight attendants, cabin crew at Continental. Another union represented cabin crew at United. In the US, when there's a merger, the unions, only one union will survive for each group of workers. So the unions at Continental and the unions at United fought each other to determine who would represent the workers in the new company. There were strong feelings on both sides. For the ground workers, my union won. For the cabin crew, my union lost. But when we won, the ground workers, there were still and are still a lot of workers who are loyal to the other union and are unhappy that they lost. So that creates a division within the group. For the cabin crew, that we lost, and there are people who were our former members who are upset that they're now in a different union, and there's a division in that group. So even though individual unions won, there are divisions within the unions today, years after the merger. And that lack of solidarity within the group, within each group, only helps the employer. And it helped the employer when it came time to negotiate contracts, because you had two groups in the same union fighting each other. I want to give you a different example. When American Airlines and US Airways merged, my union represented ground workers at US Airways. Another union represented ground workers at American Airlines. Instead of fighting each other to determine who would represent the entire group, which is exactly what the employer wanted, we came together and we decided not to fight. We decided that we would work together and together represent the combined group. It involved creating a new organization to do that, so that now at American Airlines, both pre-merger unions are working together. We jointly negotiated a contract and we jointly enforced that contract. And our group of employees at American, because of that, because there was no fight, ended up doing much better when the merger was done than anybody else did. The ground workers did better than the pilots and the cabin crew because they fought before to figure out who would win and represent the workers in the combined airline. By working together, we eliminated that, showed solidarity, and we were able to get a better contract for everybody. So if there's one thing I hope that'll come from this process and this webinar, is the importance of the unions to work together, because nobody else will be looking out for your members. Nobody will be looking out for the employees of these airlines in the merger. So I want to thank you again for letting me be here, say a few words. The employers get together and they discuss their plans for this merger. It is fantastic that you're doing the same thing here through this forum, through the ITF. That's what gives us strength. We learn from each other, we could plan, and together, the unions involved in the merger and the other unions around the world who may have some experience and some information, information to share with you on our experiences will make us all stronger. And that is the best way to defend and protect the workers of these airlines as the merger goes forward. Thank you again. I appreciate the time and good luck for a great webinar.